Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA and I am still in Toronto, Canada. And yeah, 1 or 2 vids ago, I ate at the famed and iconic Canadian steakhouse, Barbarian Steakhouse. And I'll be honest, I wasn't really super impressed by it. That's why today we're gonna be eating at Jacob's Steakhouse. And yeah, this is it. This is Jacob's and Company, or Jacob's and Co, however you wanna say it. And while Barbarians might have the history, Jacobs & Co., this is the highest rated steakhouse. You know, based upon reviews, this is the highest rated steakhouse in recent history. Everybody says that Jacobs & Company is the place to go. Apparently they say that based upon user experience and reviews, this is the best place. And based upon critics as well. And you know, it's even becoming a bit of a celebrity hotspot, so to say. So, you know, let's check it out. All right, guys, so we are now inside Jacob & Company Steakhouse, and this place, you know, very beautiful on the inside. Barbarians had like a really old-fashioned vibe. This place, much more modern, and I think the steakhouse is just newer in general. I think it was founded within the past 2 decades, while Barbarians goes back like several decades, you know, like maybe 80 years or so. Anyways, let me show you the menu real quick, and the server walked through everything. He was very thorough, very professional. Everyone here is just, you know, the service is just top-notch so far. So here is the menu real quick. Guess I'll show you the front as well, Jacobs and Company. But yeah, I mean, this is like your typical steakhouse, but somehow it feels like more upscale than a normal steakhouse. You can't really tell necessarily from these appetizers and necessarily sides. Like everything looks like your standard steakhouse options. Well, maybe except duck fat fries. That sounds really interesting. But on the right side here, and this is all they got, just a 2-page menu, which I like. It means they're specialists and not jack of all trades, masters of none. But this is their menu for today. Yeah, I gotta tell you guys, these prices are pretty crazy. I know that this is Canadian dollars, so take about 70–75% of this for US dollars for my American audience. But oh my goodness, I mean, look at this strip loin, 180 Canadian dollars. So what is that like? That's like, I guess, like around 130 bucks. That is super expensive for an 18-ounce bone-in strip loin. I mean, it's aged 35 days. That better be aged for a while for what I'm paying. And then you got a 45-day aged ribeye for $140, 60-day, and it looks like these are all from Canadian farms, I believe. Yeah, it looks like those are all from Canadian farms. High River, Alberta, I believe. Bone-in ribeye there, 26-ounce for 234 bucks. Wow. I can't believe they're selling a 6-ounce strip loin. I mean, they really have the gall to sell a 6-ounce strip loin. I mean, I thought that's like a filet mignon just by looking at the ounce at first, but that's really expensive for such a tiny, like a tiny piece of meat. They also have Wagyu. I think the server said that this is like Wagyu crossbreed, like it's not pure Wagyu, but it's like crossbred Wagyu. But they also have like a tasting menu here, like a few ounces of each of these, you know, a little bit of everything. Best Canadian cuts, as well as even something from Japan, Miyazaki Prefecture. So 16 ounces for 385 Canadian dollars. I don't think so. So just showing you more of their Wagyu options, and yeah, their selection here looks fantastic. I mean, they got something from Snake River Farms in America, in Idaho, and you see this at Michelin star restaurants in America. Like, I think I saw Snake River Farms being sourced for Per Se, a 3 Michelin star restaurant that I went to in New York. And then they got something from Hyogo Prefecture here in Japan. You definitely pay for it. Everything's so expensive. So yeah, I don't think we'll be able to afford most things on the right side of this menu. But yeah, I don't know, age 60 days, age 35 days, I don't know what to do, but maybe let's settle for in between, age 45 days, smack dab in the middle. That should be a good amount of time. Ribeye, and we'll do a 14 ounce for 140 Canadian dollars. So I guess a little over 100 US dollars. So, and we'll also do a Caesar salad, which Jacob's is known for. It's prepared tableside here. So let's get the Jacob's Caesar salad. It's prepared tableside, but that's still a little expensive for Caesar salad. Better be good. So we'll do these two and give it a try. All right, I'm ready. As you recommended, I'm gonna go with the Caesar salad.
Caesar salad.
And that's tableside. Oh, and that's prepared tableside? Okay, yes. And then I'm gonna go with the, where is it here? 45-day ribeye, 14 ounce.
How would you like it cooked?
Medium rare. Nice. Okay.
Do you want the Caesar salad as an appetizer? So before the steak, while we're cooking your steak, or would you like it all together, the steak and the salad?
Just whatever's faster, doesn't matter.
You got it, absolutely.
Okay.
Perfect.
By the way, I almost forgot to mention that this place was recently named by a publication as one of the 100 best steakhouses in the world. Not Canada, not North America, in the world. So let's see if it really lives up to the hype. All right, so they just brought a complimentary popover, and I was not expecting this, but it smells freshly baked from the oven. It smells wonderful. You know, I'm always learning new things on this channel, and when I ate at, what was that place? Barclay Prime in Philly for the first time, they also had popover on the menu as like a signature free app, and you know, at the time I didn't recognize it, but now I do. So I'm always learning stuff from you guys, the people. You know, just a regular guy like you, learning as I go. And it looks like it's served with a nice herb butter, or like a garlic butter, like a herb butter, I think. And it just looks absolutely delicious. I can just feel the warmth from like its aura, so to say. And it just seems like it's crispy and crunchy and airy on the inside. I can almost just tell just by looking at it, you know what I mean? So let's take a bite first, real quick. Oh, actually, a quick audible. They're preparing the Caesar salad now, so let's quickly film that real quick. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Wow, this is humongous. Now I don't feel so bad about the price. Like I was complaining about the price earlier, but at least it's a huge portion. Wow, I don't know if I'll be able to finish all this by myself. It's clearly a shareable portion now, I see. So, and it's got big, fresh pieces of anchovy on top, which I love. Like he asked if anchovies were okay. I presume there would be anchovy in the sauce, which there typically is in Caesar salad. But these are some big pieces of anchovy, which I love. So I love anchovies. If you don't, this won't be for you. Anyways, let's proceed with the popover review real quick. It's still warm actually, despite the lengthy salad making process. It's a shame we weren't able to review it when it was piping hot, but I didn't want to miss any of that salad preparation footage. Oh, it's so big to bite into. Maybe I'll rip off a piece of it like this. It's not as soft on the inside as I liked, as I would have wanted, but it's still plenty soft. I guess I thought it would be more airy. It is a little bit more dense than I expected. Let me rip off another piece. It's good though. Actually, I figured out what it is. It's not that it's not soft on the inside, because it is. It's soft and super airy on the inside, but what it is that, you know, I kind of thought that the outside would be more crispy, but it's not so crispy. The crust is a little bit on the harder end, but it's okay. It still tastes very, very good. You know, now I'm just going up against maybe some of my smaller preferences. Let's try it though, with some of this herb butter. Okay, I got some butter on the inside of that. Oh, that butter is fantastic. Let me rip off a piece of this and that butter is really, really good. Wow. Oh, that's unlike any butter I've ever had. It has like a really savory flavor. It's not just creamy and things like that. That butter tastes like savory. It looked like a herb butter. I wonder if this is more of a garlic butter because it does kind of taste like garlic butter. So let me know in the comments if you can identify exactly what this is. But this butter is like creamy and smooth and super spreadable, but it's also savory. Like, just look at how smooth and like spreadable this butter is. It's smooth and it's savory, which imparts like a savory taste to the popover. That is fantastic. But let's try this Caesar salad. Well, we can come back to the bread if we need to. This humongous Caesar salad looks absolutely wonderful, this Caesar salad. The best Caesar salad I've had so far was at the Golden Steer in Vegas, and it's possible that this here will take the cake. So let's first get a bite without the anchovy. Okay. Another bite. That last Caesar salad we got didn't seem to have too much dressing on it. Very, very good. I think I still prefer the Golden Steer Caesar salad because the dressing had a really strong anchovy flavor, and the anchovy flavor was like dispersed throughout the dressing. So it made it like the anchovy flavor was within the dressing rather than, you know, just pieces of anchovy on top. Thank you.
Would you like an explanation for the sauce and sauces?
Oh, yes, please.
It's to go along with our steaks, if I may.
Okay.
The green one, it's all house-made, the sauces.
Okay.
The green ones are Argentinian sauce, chimichurri, with bird's eye chili in there, parsley and paprika. And the dark ones are Japanese style. The liquid one is our Japanese style ponzu sauce, soy sauce, citrus, and ginger in there. The creamy ones are Danish blue cheese with double smoked bacon, roasted garlic, and chives in there.
Okay.
For our selection of sauce, the black one is our activated charcoal infused sea salt from Spain, and the tan one is our oak smoked sea salt from Malden, England. The white one's our traditional flake sea salt from Vancouver Islands.
Okay.
Your steaks are about to come very soon. Ciao.
Can't wait, thank you. Wow, everything's coming really quickly. I can see why this place was Michelin recommended. I don't think they got a Michelin star. I could be mistaken. I don't think they ever got a Michelin star, but they were like shouted out by Michelin, however that works. So you definitely see the influence here.
We have from Guelph, Ontario, your 14-ounce ribeye, which we did rare for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so our ribeye steak is here. It's only 14 ounces, so it's one of the smaller ribeye steaks I've seen, but you know, still not bad, and it's actually relatively thick too, which I like. You know, I like the thick steaks because you can get a nice heavy sear while it's still being medium rare on the inside, so that's great. Oh man, the food is coming way faster than I expected. I'll dig into the steak soon. I think it will be kept warm on this cast iron plate, and they actually also brought a warmed plate in case I want to like put things, I guess, in the center as I like dip with the sauces. So I'll quickly wrap up my review of the salad. What I liked about the Golden Steer Caesar salad, which is still my favorite Caesar salad so far, the anchovy flavor was infused more in the dressing. So that anchovy flavor was more evenly dispersed throughout the salad. While here it seems like, you know, the flavor of the dressing is a little different and they kind of just give you anchovies on top. The dressing kind of takes on more of the bacon flavor. Like, it's a very savory dressing, but without like the, you might say like the umami flavor from the anchovies, more so like the flavor from the bacon, like the more porky, oily flavor from the bacon. So in that way, I kind of find the dressing like a little bit too, I guess you might say, savory for my taste. The cheese is also relatively unremarkable for me. Good Caesar salads will use good quality cheese, like Rio Parmigiano Reggiano. And I don't know, I don't think they're using the best quality Parmesan cheese here. Let's try a bite with the anchovy. Okay. Okay. Oh, you eat it with that anchovy and the whole thing just comes together. If I eat here again someday, I'm gonna ask for extra anchovies even if it costs more. These are not just some lame, generic, tiny anchovies that you put on like a mediocre pizza. You really get some juicy flesh, like from the anchovy. It is fantastic. It changes the whole like textural component, adds needed saltiness and fishiness, and anything that might have been lacking or off balance. Like I said about the bacon flavor that was too heavy, the anchovy fixes pretty much everything. Oh, I almost just want to eat it straight up. Those anchovies are incredible. Wow. Wow, I just wish they gave me more of them. I take back all my gripes for the Caesar salad. That's definitely up there with my favorites. Top 3 for sure. And it is time now to try the ribeye steak. 14 ounces for quite a bit of money, dry aged for 45 days, and let us hope that it was worth the hefty price. Looks like a pretty solid sear, if you ask me. I guess it has some blind spots, but you know, some spots here and there, but more or less a decent sear. Let's see if they got a sear on the bottom too. Not so much, but that's okay. It's rare to have a sear on both sides, I think. As long as you get a good sear on one side. Let's dig into this baby, why don't we? So, first let's cut into the middle to test the doneness. Ooh, look at how tender this is. It's like jumping on like a trampoline. Okay, let's take a look. Wow. Perfect medium rare. That is beautiful. Wow, you can't do better than that. You know, I was almost afraid that maybe it would rest too much, especially maybe if the cast iron was a little heated, maybe that would carry it over and it would end up being medium and I would have forgiven them for that. But no, they nailed that. Okay, knife cuts pretty well as well. Slice this guy down to size and let's eat the other piece. The things about it that are good are indeed excellent. Like the sear is great, let me show you. Like it indeed is a good sear. It's a very well seared piece of meat, getting you know, some nice caramelization on top. And it is indeed, like I showed you, it is indeed very, very tender. Although that's usual with ribeye because, you know, as you cook ribeye, it's a super marbled cut so the fat melts and it makes the whole steak tender. So it's a very, very tender piece of meat. However, I will say that it's aged 45 days and they said that it's dry aged, but somehow the aged funky, you know, like kind of like blue cheese flavor, it's not super strong. The dry aged flavor is not as strong as I was hoping for. Let's go straight for the rib cap, regarded by many as the best part of the entire cow, just due to its delicious flavor and delicious fattiness. So this is the rib cap. Just look at how beautiful that sear is. Oh, too big of a bite. Okay. Cut this down to size, literally. All right. Oh. Wow. Whoa. Okay, the rib cap was fantastic. Wow. That bite of that rib cap was one of the best. It was as good as any bite of steak I've ever had in my whole life. That was just fantastic. It had everything I wanted. It had crispiness, it had fattiness, it had amazing bursting with delicious beefy flavor. Wow, these rib cap pieces are like the creme de la creme of the whole steak. So that little band on the steak is wonderful. Too bad the rest of it seems a little bit hit or miss, or maybe their aging process has just concentrated, you know, that the rib cap, the flavor and the fat was really well concentrated due to aging, but maybe it was less successful in other parts of the steak. Let's try something. Let's try it with some of the salt. See if more salt helps, because I do think it's also a tad undersalted. Okay, hopefully that's not too much. Okay. You know, that actually helped tremendously. I guess maybe this thing was really just lacking in seasoning. It just needed salt. Like, I guess I'm just really used to New York steakhouses, American steakhouses, more so salting the meat in advance. While here, they give you the finishing salt more so at the end so that you can salt at your own discretion. And I guess that's okay. I mean, in my opinion, I guess I sort of prefer for like, you know, the salting to be up to the chef's discretion. So it's less your personal preference. It's more like you can kind of get like the vision of the chef, so to say, like through how he salts and seasons the meat. But I guess in this case, it's okay. I mean, as long as the salt is lifting the steak, bringing out more of its savoriness, it definitely, I'm all for it. Eat another bite of this. Okay. The salt makes a tremendous difference. Wow. We should get News Red to come in here and salt bay the whole thing. But actually the salt really is like a game changer. Now I kind of wish that they had just finishing salted the whole thing on top. Let's try this black salt here. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't remember what he said. So, ooh, I hope that's not too much. All right. This salt is more subtle than the other salt. Like the other salt was your typical big, what do you call, big grain, big kernel, sea salt. This one's a little bit more mild. I think I prefer this mild one, but wow, it just shows that a little bit of salt really can bring out so much more like savory flavor, umami flavor. And I gotta say that the aged flavor also comes out more now that I've salted the meat a lot more. So I guess their philosophy here is they want you to apply your own seasoning as opposed to leave it up to them. So I guess it is a different philosophy. You know, I'm usually used to it being the latter. Back in American steakhouses, they apply the seasoning for you. So yeah, a little bit of salt made all the difference. I don't remember what all of these sauces are. I think he said this black one was a ponzu sauce, I believe. Like a Japanese ponzu sauce. So many pre-sliced pieces when I was cutting these down to size. So dip this in the ponzu sauce. Was that enough? Yeah, I guess it's just not as thick or dark of a sauce as it looks in the container. So this one's with the ponzu. And let's try this other one real quick. I forget what sauce this is, I'm just gonna be honest. This one kind of tastes like a chimichurri sauce. It kind of has like some South American flavors, I think. So, although it's thicker than some chimichurris I've had in the past. But I think overall though, these sauces kind of all really cover up the flavor of the steak. And yeah, I mean, I guess in this case, the sauces are a little bit not as strong as I would prefer if their plan was to cover up the steak. Like if they wanted to replace the flavor of the steak with the flavor of the sauce, I would prefer if the flavor were a little bit stronger. But in either case, I feel like you go to like a fancy steakhouse, you want the flavor of the meat to taste good on its own and not be covered up by sauces or need to be complemented with sauces. So I'm gonna hold off on those sauces and stick to the salt that they gave me. So salt, the great amplifier of the beefy and aged flavor of this bad boy, this ribeye. And let's eat this rib cap, which tastes good on its own. Final bite. Let's dip this rib cap in the black salt. Oh man. Wow, their rib cap, I gotta say, is fantastic. I mean, that might have been one of the best bites of steak I've ever had. You know, just that piece of rib cap dipped in the salt. That might have been one of the best bites of steak I've had in my whole life. Wow. Oh. All right, gonna eat a little bit more, and then we'll share final thoughts outside. All right, guys, so I just finished eating at Jacob and Company, and yeah, I got my leftovers for the road, and yeah, I gotta say, for the most part, I had a good meal. You know, it took me a bit to figure out that I actually had to salt my own steak, that there wasn't the full amount of salt that they expected you to eat, and once I added that salt, it really amplified the whole flavor of the steak, and it was fantastic. And they also provided like a complimentary little small dessert. I think he called it a butter tart, and that butter tart was delicious. It reminded me of a gooey butter cake in St. Louis. That was wonderful. That was, I can't believe that was free. I would pay for that. Honestly, that was a fantastic dessert. It definitely was a really good steakhouse and a really good meal overall. And yeah, I guess compared to my favorites back home, it wouldn't be my top 5, top 20 for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was overall good. I definitely see the hype, and excellent meal. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this vid. Thank you so much for watching. And have you eaten at Jacobs and Company before? What did you think about it? Do you think it lives up to the hype? Do you prefer another steakhouse in Toronto or anywhere in Canada? And what's your favorite steakhouse anywhere in the whole world? Let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my vids, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. And time to head back to the Airbnb now. I had a great dinner. I'm gonna head back to the Airbnb now and do some editing and get some work done. So until next time, I'll see you later.